Hi, welcome to the course administration lecture video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through very quickly where you can find all the important stuff regarding logistics and class policies, etc. So the first thing you need to know about the course is that this is a fully asynchronous, completely online course. We have 450 plus students total enrolled in the class, spanning time zones from the East Coast to Oxford to California to Hawaii to Vietnam to China. So we're not going to try, given those logistics, to have real-time class meetings. So the way you're going to be taking the class is to watch the video lectures and then go on from there. I do have lots of office hours scheduled in Zoom across time zones, so you can meet with me during office hours, and the course TAs also are going to have many office hours across time zones, so you're always welcome to meet with them too. So let's just jump right in and get started. Okay, so here is our home page for Fin 301, including all sections A through C. So on the left here, you have your sections, everything that is important to us. Over here, the calendar is going to be important. And then in the middle of the screen, it'll always start with recent announcements, and then below them, our modules, or as I call them, chapters. Over on the right, all of the deliverables for the class are listed, and all of the announcements are shown there too. Okay, so let's jump through each of these sections here. So I'll go to syllabus now, and the syllabus is a PDF. And you should, of course, please read the whole syllabus carefully. I'm not going to waste our time in this video going through it all right now, but it does have all the key things you'd expect from a syllabus, like required course materials, recommended materials, what's not allowed, and of course what everybody's interested in, the grading scheme for the class. I do follow this grading scheme 100%, and there absolutely are no makeups, postponements, or alternate assignments in this course, so please be aware of that. And we have a topic outline for the course here. I'll let you go through all of that, so please do read it carefully. Okay, next up we have announcement. Initially, before even the first day of classes, this announcement will come out introducing some key parts of the course and what we're going to be doing for the first week. And then also every week on Monday, I send out a Monday communique, which has to-dos for the week, deliverables for the week, and important notes for the week. So that's going to come out every Monday starting 125. And I also send out every week a Thursday update, and that provides you with reminders of deliverables for the week and when they're due. And it also has a rotating section of good things to know. So those two announcements you should, of course, read carefully every week. They're posted here. They're also sent to your email. Modules are where all the course content is shown. And again, the modules are shown in two places, on the homepage and in the module section itself. So there are two sort of special modules at the very top. The first one is CH00. That is just a welcome video to you and my coordinates and all of the TA's coordinates here. The second sort of special chapter or module is the course administration module, and that includes this video lecture, which you are watching right now. It also includes a concept quiz on the material that I go over in this lecture and some other things that you should know. So you're going to have to take this concept quiz. So I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but I will hit some of the high points for you. So of course you need to read this all carefully before you answer true or false to each question. But I do want to go over here deliverables. All the deliverables are due on time except for pre-excused religious holidays, verified medical issues, or deaths in the immediate family. That's it. Okay, if that doesn't work for you, you need to take the course a different semester, because I do stick to that 100%. I also stick to 100% that there are no makeups for any deliverable. Assignments submitted after their deadlines receive no credit. There's no exceptions for that, and it's your responsibility to make sure your internet connectivity and all that is up and working. So of course it's probably best not to wait till the last possible minute to get an assignment completed. And some information on keeping up, how the grading works, and extra credits, and how to go about asking questions on the course material, etc., etc. I'll let you read that all carefully when you take this quiz. But the other thing I want to emphasize right now is I end this concept quiz with how to do well in this course. And these suggestions are taken from all the semesters I've taught from the course and the feedback from students that I've gotten during those semesters. So this is really a best of hits, best practices that comes from students who have done well in the course and explained what worked for them to do so well in the course. Okay, that's it for that concept quiz. Okay, so after these two special chapters, CH00 and CH00, we start getting into the normal course content chapters, starting with CH01 Finance Basics. And these are all going to be organized exactly the same way. The way it works is they start off with a video lecture and a corresponding set of lecture notes that you can follow along with, and they need to be filled in. So you want to print these out and fill them in, or just download the PDF and use a PDF annotator program to fill them in. There is, once you've watched the lecture, a concepts quiz to do, which is going to be due every Thursday. And in fact, what I think I'll do here is walk through everything you're going to see as you walk through this. So we typically have a couple of lectures, and I've got the link to the handout PDFs there. And here is the handout PDF for chapter 1. And then the concepts quiz comes up, and I give you information about how the concepts quiz work, 2 tries allowed, best score recorded. Again, I am counting on you to read all this stuff and process this stuff as you go through. Here is the concept quiz itself. And then following the concept quiz, there is a homework, and I tell you here how the homeworks work: 2 tries allowed, best score recorded, collaboration is allowed, etc., etc. And here's the homework itself. And then beyond that, every week I have a section of additional resources that are all optional for you, and it describes here what's included in them. So for chapter 1, for example, I have these notes, and I'll have these again for every chapter: concepts, definitions, formulas, and these are sort of the Reader's Digest condensed versions of the class notes that focused exclusively on, you guessed it, concepts, definitions, and formulas. And then in every chapter, I will have additional resources, practice problems. Sometimes these will just be Excel. In chapter 1, because it's so simple, this is just a listing of where the numeric problems are in the primary lectures. So for example, here in chapter 1, we have a numerical example on should we buy HCP's bond, yes or no. It starts on lecture page 3. It's in this video, Basics of Finance Part 1, and there's the URL, and it starts at time 134. So you can just quickly go through to this time on this video. Make sure you can do that numerical problem from scratch on your own. And then next up, we have my textbook chapters for each chapter that we go through this term. These are provided free for you. They are for sale elsewhere, but they're for free for Miami students. Yahoo for that. And then also with each chapter that we do, I give you a listing of the corresponding textbook chapter from Fundamentals of Financial Management by Brigham. I don't assign anything from the Brigham text, that's why it's recommended, and I just point you to the corresponding chapters in that text for what we're doing in class each week. And then finally, I'll have, as appropriate, a topical reading or two or three that corresponds to the material we're looking at in class. So in chapter 1, we talk about shareholders and stakeholders, and very interestingly, here you'll see the Business Roundtable recently has shifted from saying it's most important to maximize value for shareholders to saying it's important to maximize value to stakeholders. And also I have some articles beyond this article that take issue with that idea. So you can get sort of both sides of the argument. Okay, and now we're into chapter 2, and here are the video lectures for chapter 2, and etc. So while we're here, let me just show you quickly in chapter 2, I have a video that solves a couple of problems that are just like the homework problems, and I have a corresponding Excel spreadsheet where you can follow along. And then, as usual, one type of practice problem is the set of numerical problems that I present in the videos. So once again, in chapter 2, I have a numerical example on options, page 30 in the lecture notes, and it's on this video with this hyperlink starting at time 2.03. So you should always consider every problem I do in lecture as a practice problem. And for conceptual problems, again, you want to be looking at the concepts, definitions, formulas, handouts, possibly my textbook, and of course you're always welcome to ask myself and the TAs questions at office hours and in the discussion forums. So that's pretty much it for how the modules are going to work. Next thing that'll be important to you is the set of discussion boards. Please post your questions to the discussion boards. If you email us questions, we will just politely ask you to post the question to the discussion boards, and then we'll answer them very quickly, and everyone can benefit from the discussion. So we got general class questions, chapter 1, any questions about chapter 1, lectures, concept quizzes, homework, same thing for chapter 2, etc., for each chapter. Then in Zoom, and this is also on the course calendar, we're going to have all of my office hours listed and all of the TA's office hours listed. The TAs aren't showing up yet, but they will be by the time classes start. Online tutoring is just like every other class, and the gradebook is just like every other class. You can see how the gradebook is working. And I have people here open for you, because for homeworks and concept quizzes and studying for exams, you're certainly welcome to work in groups. Homeworks and concepts quizzes have to be handed in individually, but you can work in groups. So this lets you know everyone else is in the class, so you can search for some friends and colleagues and maybe get into study groups to help yourselves informally as we go forward. And so that's pretty much it here. This is all the important stuff on our Canvas site, and everything you need for the course is on the Canvas site. The only thing that's outside of our little course domain here that's important is the calendar, and the calendar is going to show all of my office hours and the TA's office hours, and it's also going to show you when all the deliverables are due. So in the first week of classes, you have a concept quiz for CH00. That's just the administration one, takes 15 minutes, chapter 1 and chapter 2. So we're covering chapter 00, chapter 1, and chapter 2 in the first week. I think that's all I have to say about administration, so let's jump into some serious finance material, starting with chapter 1, Finance Basics. I'll look forward to catching up with you there.